Red light proposal tonight.
Hello!
We've got Matt, Hannah and Chalky. Thank you for talking to us.
That's alright.
Right, you've got 4 bands playing tonight. You've put a gig on which you've organised. Do you just want to explain to us sort of what the aim of this gig is and what you've been doing?
Basically, we want to raise a bit of money for children's cancer charity at the Queen's Medical Centre because they're in desperate need of a playroom which the NHS won't fund necessarily, you know what I mean? So it's basically lots of people have done lots of different charities, and we thought we'd throw our oar in. There you go, basically that's it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Is there like a personal link to this, or is it just something?
Yeah,
a
local family.
A local family. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So people that you know.
It's a registered local charity that somebody in Grantham has set up. We want to. Everything we do charity-wise will be for this.
Okay. Cool. So it's for people that you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Wicked. You've got a few bands that you put on tonight. Different varieties of music. There's some which are probably much further over the left-hand side of the periodic table than you guys, with a bit of metal going on. Sort of out of the acts that you've seen tonight and everything that's been going on, what sort of things have impressed you? What sort of things have you been, sort of looking at?
Well, I'd say Dead Commercial was their first ever gig tonight, and I thought for their first ever gig they played really
I would concur with that as well. I mean, I've always been a big fan of Reckless Necklace. I've only seen them once, but I'm a big fan of them, of what they do and everything. But certainly Dead Commercial are my stars of the night.
Yeah, they've got
definitely.
That sort of feel to them, aren't they?
We weren't trying to give Dead Commercial a break.
No.
They're well established. We just wanted them on the bill with us.
Yeah.
The other 2 bands, Bloodstained Velvet, disappeared from the scene a little bit. They had a few line-up changes and this and the other. This is their comeback gig as such. They approached us, so we said, yeah, come on.
And they've enjoyed themselves and they've done very well.
Yeah.
We liked
They've been
them.
really helpful.
They've been really helpful and
very
fantastic.
keen with
and
promoting and things like that.
Yeah. And put up posters around town. I haven't seen that for a long
Yeah.
time in Grantham. People bill
Nice.
sticking.
Yeah,
and I like that. We used to go bill sticking, it's nice.
Pretty much your basic form of advertising.
Absolutely.
Isn't it?
Forget the internet, bill stick. Marvellous.
Yeah, unfortunately, some people seem to
Rip
give
them
you
down.
a pretty hefty fine if you do it as well, isn't it? Which is the problem. So we've got some young bands that have been playing with you tonight. Sort of the new bands on the scene. You've been around for years, okay? Probably 18, 19 years since we started off as, was it Stigma, which was your first?
Slam from the Inside.
Slam from the Inside, yeah.
That was Stigma.
Then it was Dayglow Jones.
It was Dayglow Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, compare it back to then, because around that time you had bands like Joe Stone, 31 Flavours, probably before that Paddy Mellon
Thyroid
as well.
Speakers.
Thyroid
yeah,
Speakers,
all
whatnot,
those,
I forgot
yeah.
about. You've got all these bands from years ago that are playing then, so there's a fairly healthy sort of scene back then. How do you think the scene in Grantham is now, sort of compared to
I
then?
think the scene's the same. I think the bands like Selma Thurman, Necklace coming through doing really well. It's very difficult to get a break and get a crowd though.
Yeah.
Do you think that's down to the venues? Do you think that's down to the people of Grantham? What do you think it is that's stopping the people going out and watching the gigs?
It's a bit of both, isn't it?
People have got less money.
So they're putting their feet up and watching Dancing on Ice. Unfortunately,
we're
we're fighting the Eurovision tonight.
Who can fight the Eurovision?
It could be there.
The mighty Eurovision Song Contest, which is
just follow the Jedward formula and sing about potatoes.
At the same
you
time,
could do that.
it's all about money though, isn't it, really? Because so with the venues, like a lot of them can't afford to promote it as well.
Yeah.
They rely on the bands that are playing that night to promote it, just to get the crowd in. But if they want the takings, like they should stick a hand in promoting as well, really.
They've got a job to do, haven't they? I suppose as well. This is the thing that
it's a bit of both, really.
Right. Okay. You're not really thinking about it, I suppose. But let's say the red light proposal in a year or so becomes famous. You get to put on your own festival, your own big show. You've got to pick your support acts to put on with you. Dead, alive, doesn't matter who they are. Who would you put on with you?
Bananarama. I always want to see Bananarama. Never got to see them.
Was that eggs and bacon? What's the name?
I really do like it.
Do you? Bananarama? Well, let's bring them back. Let's bring them back. Yeah.
I'd like to see Thyroid Speak.
I'd like a few Grantham bands to reform, especially for 31 Flavours Thyroid Speakers, and have some local, like you say it, because I keep getting it wrong. Selma Thurman. Keep getting it the wrong way around, mate. I'm so sorry. But yeah, to get a load together. I mean, like I say, and some of the ones. I mean, certainly I rate Venice Notebooks very highly. I really enjoyed them last week at Vibe. They played with us at Vibe last week, and
Best Served Chilled, they were quite good as well.
Best Served Chilled were the band that headlined last week.
What is good they are.
What do you think about that as a venue though for Vibe?
Love it, love it. It's the
set up well.
Best
I
venue
think
in
the
Grantham.
acoustics in there were really good actually.
I know. for
think
us,
it's got potential, to be honest.
It's a bit like Rock City, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose when you go,
Yeah.
it's the only place with that sort of feel to it. Okay then, other things we want to ask you. This thing,
Yes.
does it ever come up?
Not very often. I actually I sit on the sofa with my wife watching telly with this, and she goes, "Take
Why did you do with
take that out? Take that out." Because she does the take that hat off thing, but it's just sort of become a part of me, really. And now it doesn't very often come up. My hair's like a road crash. Haven't cut it since about, but it's not long enough to be. So I'm not going to take the hat off on camera. I can't do that. Sorry.
On Thursday night, on the way back from band practice.
Did I take it off?
No, you said, "Do you know what I'm going to do, Anna?"
What?
I said, "What are you going to do?" You're like, "I'm going to cut round my hat."
Yeah.
It's that bit of hair around the back.
I'm doing it myself. I'm going to cut that bit of hair there round my hat. And
So, is this hat a one-off, or is it like a kinky thing where you've got like different ones that swap and
no,
you share?
it's this hat. It's very sweaty. It's got my sweat on it.
Sleeping in it,
Before the red light proposal, there was Andy White. He became chalky white when we started.
The moment I put this on, yeah.
So chalky white started when the red light proposal started. Really.
Right, okay.
It's just developed into a hat and braces wearing.
Oh, hat and braces. Got my red braces on tonight.
Oh, so we got that for when we're playing.
Yeah, for when we're playing. Yeah. So I am tucked in. I'm tucked in with bracage going on. You know what I mean? Which is nice.
You've got a nickname and a very, very high waistline.
I know. It's like a slightly better Helen Simon Cowell. Let's put it that way.
Just flap about these days.
Like
It's all part of the game.
so that's the hat answered.
Part of the image we got the hat sorted.
Did you get what you wanted out of that? The
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, if we
Take it off.
No!
Take it off.
No!
Go on, reveal it on camera.
Off.
A one-off. A grand scene exclusive. There it is. Chalky, that is that. Put it
It's
back
really
on, man.
disturbing. I don't like it.
For God's
There
sake,
you go,
put
yeah,
that back
right,
on.
okay. You've been playing loads and loads of gigs recently. You've been organising gigs tonight. You've been playing at some of the nightclubs in town. Vibe. You're going to be playing at other gigs that we know around the town. Tell us about that. The gigs you're going to be doing and what your plans are for the next few months.
We're playing in Stamford, playing at Vibe again. We've managed to secure a headline slot in Dunstable. Hello!
Hello, Dunstable! I'd love to. I can't wait to say hello, Dunstable, because I don't even know where Dunstable is. And hello, Dunstable!
It's near Luton at the Sugar Shack or something.
Even if there's only 2 people there, I'm going to walk on like it's some sort of.
I'm from Luton. I know
Brilliant.
where Dunstable is.
Okay, so Dunstable's near Luton. Okay, what else you got?
These are gigs people have come to us.
Bedford, yeah.
We're playing in Bedford.
Also that end.
In July we're at Superfly Studios. We're going to record 3 tracks, and that really is the next stepping stone for our band. That's where we think that we want to approach the rescue rooms and the better known venue. When we get the quality CD with the songs we want on there, that is the next level. That's
This
what we want to do.
CD that you're going to be recording at Superfly, then, how do you feel that's going to be different to what you've done before? Where's the progression from your previous sort of?
We learned a few lessons and we've written some more songs.
It's
And
going
we've
to
learned,
be upbeat.
Yeah, it's going to be more upbeat.
When we went into the studio last time, there'd been an event in the band that shook us all pretty hard. We were very much shaking.
Yeah.
And we got offered a massive production to go into the studio. They did a decent job for us.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the end result is a demo. This time it's going to be an EP.
Right, so that's what you're going to put some real professional feel to it. And
People will be able to buy it online. It's going to go out to the venue with a press pack. We've got a manager that's poised to get it all out there, but we've been holding back because we haven't got the product to do that yet.
yeah, just
So,
getting those the sound.
From the end of July, that's what we're going to have at Superfly.
Fantastic.
Wicked. On that note, I think we need to get to the point where we actually need to listen to your band play.
Hey!
You're going to pick a song for us
Right.
that we're going to be showing. Tell us what the song's about. After you've done that, you can talk to the camera and introduce yourselves and introduce your song.
In Love with This Town,
Yes.
we're going to record, aren't we?
Yeah.
Recorded. But it's about the band from music scene. It's
It's
local.
And it's
local
about
song.
nights
All
out
sorts.
with that you'd never forget, really. That's what it's about. That's it. And it's got all sorts in it, so hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So, almost called you Selma Thurman. That'd be my band. Okay, we've got the Red Light
Another plug in
Proposal.
there.
In Love with This Town.
She a thorn in my side. Is she really was? Does she belong to this class? inside and out.